This video plays in full color 3D in YouTube VR. If you're not watching this in YouTube VR, go check it out now. Just search Open PC Reviews, click on the channel icon, select Playlists, then go to 3D Videos and find the video there. See video description for more options. Am I gonna have to take off without you?
Might as well start tinkering with it.
You remember to switch over to the beta branch of it, right?
Not the first time I hit the button, but I did after the second time.
Alright, I'm firing it up. VTOL VR. Here we go.
It's stuck saying installing, but it's not in my download queue at all, and I have to restart Steam. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Please read this. Sure, I read it. Sure, I did. Deny. I don't want to opt into that. What is all this? Start game. I'm in the command tower or something? All right. Select pilot. There's no pilots. I guess I can't play. New pilot. Oh, I see. Edit name. It's me. That's my name. Start. Steam. Ooh, edit colors? Of what? What can I... That's cool. And then the vest. Let's do some nasty color here. That's a really jank color. What's a G-suit? What's that? Oh, that's what a G-suit is. I look nasty. Oh well. Tutorials. Getting started. Let's do this. Cockpit familiarization. Mission briefing.
They actually let you make a pilot?
Yeah, it's like just creating a character. Let's jump in and get started. Okay. Oops. Did I not do this right? Was I supposed to? All right, got my helmet.
Welcome to the AV-42C.
Whoa! I just killed myself.
How did you do that?
By using the
I pulled the ejection button.
Let's move on to the startup sequence. First, turn on the main battery. This will store power for all the electronic equipment on the aircraft.
What is going on? It is here. I killed myself, and I can hear you. Okay,
Somebody's already found a way to die.
Welcome to the AV-42C.
I'm going through the tutorial. It's telling me how to start up.
First, let's keep the bird from rolling away by using the bird. Now let's move on to the startup sequence. First, turn on the main battery. This will store power for all the electronic equipment on the aircraft. Now start the auxiliary power unit, or APU. This will keep the battery charged while we complete the startup sequence. Wait a moment to allow the APU to spool up.
Wow, this is sick.
We're now ready to start up the engines.
That's a good first impression. Wait, you've had this for like a long... You bought this long ago and never played it, or did you just...
I got it like last year. Yeah, the tutorial is good.
Engine gauges and wait for the RPM to settle.
I'm listening to the tutorial. You definitely have to do it. You will not just be able to figure this out on your own.
The engines are now supplying electrical power, so we can turn off the APU. Now we can turn on the heads-up display. The The HUD, or heads-up display, shows you attitude, altitude, velocity, targeting reticles, and other important flight data at a glance. Now turn on the multifunction displays, or MFDs. The MFDs give you access to aircraft features such as weapon configuration, navigation maps, sensors, etc. You can access these features by pressing the corresponding buttons around the edge of the monitor. You'll learn more about the features of the MFDs in a later tutorial.
You guys hear me?
I can hear you, but
The vehicle is now ready to fly. In the next tutorial, we'll talk about basic flight controls, taxiing, takeoff, and landing.
Omni, are you actually in VTOL?
yeah, I'm in VTOL. I just finished the first tutorial. The guy when he talks though is super loud. I can't hear you guys when he's talking.
Gotcha.
Setting for that, you know.
No, it's something completely different. It's not just like some regular in-game thing. It's kind of weird. Alright, I'm gonna do the next mission is basic flight. So I just finished getting started. Now I'm selecting basic flight.
Welcome to the basic flight tutorial. We'll skip the startup procedure now and pick up where we left off in the last one. The main flight controls are the joystick and throttle. You can grip them by holding the grip buttons, or toggle lock your hands to them by tapping the grip buttons. Let's start with taxiing. Grab onto the main flight controls now.
Have to wait for a second.
To steer the front wheel, you will have to twist the joystick on the vertical axis. In order to get moving, you need to tilt the engines to the forward position. Start by holding the throttle trigger to lock the wheel brakes. Then, press and hold up on the throttle thumb control to tilt the engines forward. The indicator here shows the status of the engine tilt.
Did you change anything in the settings?
Then press and hold up on the throttle thumb control to tilt the engines forward? What in the heck? Oh. Is this what I'm supposed to do? The throttle thumb control.
Audio. So here's audio. Voice volume. I'll lower that based on your input.
Can I not play this with... Whoops.
What?
Okay. Uh-oh. I'm wondering if maybe I can't play this with the Quest.
Okay.
Press and hold up on the throttle button. I don't know. Then press and hold up on the throttle thumb control to tilt the engines. What the heck is the throttle thumb control?
Your throttle hand, it's probably the thumbstick on the throttle.
I'm doing it, but nothing's happening.
You have the link cable, it should. Or what I'm reading.
Well, then maybe I'm just pressing the wrong thing. I don't... Press and hold up on the throttle thumb control. Well, what's the... guy just suicided.
Oh,
Hey, who's that?
I'm gonna start this
I
over.
can't hear you.
Start this mission over.
Someone just joined the voice chat?
Yep. Abby joined it.
Let's see,
Oh,
basic.
Fabi, how's it
We were
going?
talking about playing VTOL before.
Yeah.
Alright, let's see.
Tutorial. So what are you doing, tutorials or multiplayer?
And he's done.
Bobby, if you need help with the settings,
Welcome to the basic flight tutorial.
head symbol below us.
We'll skip the startup procedure now and pick up where we left off in the last one. The main flight controls are the joystick and throttle. You can grip them by holding the grip buttons, or toggle lock your hands to them by tapping the grip buttons. Let's start with taxiing. Grab onto the main flight controls now. To steer the front wheel, you'll have to twist the joystick on the vertical axis. In order to get moving, we need to tilt the engines to the forward position. Start by holding the throttle trigger to lock the wheel brakes. Then, press and hold up on the throttle thumb control to tilt the engines forward. The indicator here shows the status of the engine tilt.
Maybe I can't play this without. Maybe I need my Windows Mixed Reality headset because of the controllers.
Well,
This voice is very loud, you're right.
Yeah, his voice is crazy loud.
His voice is crazy.
Omni, there's an Oculus mode and a Steam VR mode.
There is?
Wonder if you were using the wrong one. Yeah, I just you guys pressured me into it, so I downloaded it, and I just went to launch it. I'm looking at a choice. I can launch it in Steam VR mode, or I can launch it in Oculus VR mode.
All right, I'm gonna get out. I'm gonna stay in Steam. I'm gonna exit this app, and I'm gonna launch it a different way. I'll see if that'll work for me or not. Let's see. Come
Yeah,
on.
you should be able. From what I'm saying, you should be able to run it on a Quest with Link.
Cool. Let me let's see. Library. Dismiss. VTOL. Oh, here we go. If I launch it this way, it does. It asks me Steam or Oculus. Now, and I was not in Oculus mode, so we're doing it now. Thank you. Very helpful.
Oculus style.
That's right. Gonna do it the right way.
Nice. Well, no, don't do it the right way.
All right.
Hey, when you're doing the tutorial, you can grab the throttle on the left and take off.
Yeah, I did that. You can also pull the ejection button and kill yourself.
I didn't do that. I just did the getting started. Now I'm doing the basic flight.
Now, and I'm gonna try the basic flight again. All right, this is great. I'm excited. There's an Oculus mode. Great, good job. I was getting really sad there for a minute.
Boy, this is cheesy.
Welcome to the basic flight tutorial. We'll skip the startup procedure now and pick up where we left off in the last one. The main flight controls are the joystick and throttle. You can grip them by holding the grip buttons, or toggle lock your hands to them by tapping the grip buttons. Let's start with taxiing. Grab onto the main flight controller. To steer the front wheel, you will have to twist the joystick on the vertical axis. In order to get moving, we need to tilt the engines to the forward position. Start by holding the throttle trigger to lock the wheel brakes. Then, press and hold up on the throttle thumb control to tilt the engines forward. The The indicator here shows the status of the engine tilt.
Ooh. Almost flipped my VTOL as I'm taxiing. You know, a lot of thrust to taxi on the grass, FYI. Much less to taxi on the ground.
Man, I cannot get my engines to tilt at all. They will not tilt.
This is super cool.
Then press and hold up on the throttle thumb control. Okay, wow.
Oh God.
Pretty good.
What do you mean
I mean,
about it
it's
being
not
ugly?
like-
I can't even tilt, guys. It doesn't look like I can play this unless I'm missing something.
What do you mean you can't tilt?
You're supposed to tilt the engines. It says press and hold up on the throttle thumb control to tilt the engines forward, and that's not doing anything for me at all.
Hold on, let me see if I can't find a pause button. I can stop the voice from talking. Line a circle. Tell me exactly what you're doing. I'll tell you what I did.
It says then press and hold up on the throttle thumb control to tilt the engines forward. On the HUD on the upper left, it shows tilt. It says 90, and I can't change that when I grip the joystick.
Here's how I change it.
Sure.
How I change it. I'm using grip to hold the throttle, and the throttle can move up and down. while it's moving up and down, or not even if it's moving up and down, regardless of its elevation, if I use my stick on my left hand, my left thumbstick on my left controller, I can control that tilt angle. Bring it all the way up to 90.
Wait a minute. Oh my gosh, I was using the wrong thing.
Okay, good.
Now if you
Anyways.
release the brakes and slightly lift the throttle lever, you will start to roll. Apply small amounts of throttle or brakes to control your speed. Don't go too fast. Try taxiing over to the marked waypoints.
Thank you, Jamie. I feel retarded. I'm glad it's working though. 'Cause I was like really bummed out. I was like, how is this not working? What are the
At this
brakes?
point, you're gonna when you're holding while you're
Oh, okay,
holding the
okay.
throttle,
The left throttle
left
trigger. Okay, gotcha.
Hold
Gotcha.
exactly while you're holding the throttle. There's also a switch on the right hand side. He'll teach you that keeps the wheels locked.
Hello?
Yeah, we hear you.
Nice, finally! Holy fuck. Only took 3 years to do.
Okay, stop here. Throttle down and hold the throttle brake trigger. Let's prepare for a conventional takeoff. Set the brake lock so you can free up your hands. Set the flaps to position 1. Make sure all flight assists are enabled. We should be already.
Now, I want to just go into a.
Double check that the engines are tilted all the way forward.
I wonder
The
if
indicator should read 0. Now grab the throttle. While holding the brakes with your left hand, you can disable the brake lock with your right hand.
I bet you now.
Okay, now taxi onto runway 20.
Really cool if we could do like a huge co-op kind of thing. They have like a bunch of us.
Well, I tried to recenter my position, and now I'm sitting in the back of the plane.
Maybe this is gonna make me buy a bunch of flight simulators now.
I tried to buy a DCS, but you need a whole test, and I don't have enough money for that.
Isn't DCS free?
It is, but the whole test isn't.
Oh,
To take off, raise the throttle to full and steer to keep aligned with the runway. Keep speeding up straight down the runway. Now carefully rotate the joystick back to pull the nose up. Great, you're in the air.
I just took off.
Raise the landing gear and set flaps to 0.
Don't crash.
Now gently steer your nose up to about 20 degrees and keep climbing.
Steer up to 20 degrees? How do I know what degrees I'm at? You're not telling me. Oh, the HUD.
Let's practice with the basic flight controls. Rotate the joystick left or right to roll towards your target. Rotate the joystick forward or back to pitch your nose towards it. This icon on the heads-up display shows your velocity vector, which is the direction you're actually moving.
Fly around.
Fly over to the target waypoint. Try to keep your movement smooth and avoid pulling too hard, as this can cause a stall.
Do a circle around and try my landing attempt again.
This is pretty sick. I feel like
You know what?
I might be flying.
It flies so smooth. I'm gonna let 80 hertz. I gotta pick it up. And it's
Wow.
really built for VR, right? So just
This is amazing, actually. I'm shocked at how much fun this is.
Good. It's really popular.
I guess there's a reason why. I forgot how to pause the game. Cool.
Pause it.
Whatever it says, Steam VR. That's pauses it.
Great. Fly over to the next waypoint.
Do not want to fall into the ocean.
Are you doing a landing or takeoff?
I'm going to different waypoints.
Okay.
Great flying. Now let's try landing at the airbase.
Now it's landing time.
You're landing at the next waypoint. Bring your speed down as you approach it. This will be a conventional landing on the runway.
Dude, this is amazing. Oh my goodness. Holy cow, flight simulator in VR. It feels so real. Like I have a sense like I'm actually banking. What in the heck?
Yeah. And you don't feel much motion sickness because they have enough cockpit around you to make it feel real. And I love the little bobblehead because you sense of G's. And they reject. That's just fun. And a little dizzying. I guess real ejecting would be like that too. Yeah, this is...
Line up with the runway and continue to bring your speed down.
If you land
You can use the trigger on the throttle to control the air brakes.
Stop, the plane will keep rolling and actually like run over you.
That's not good.
Happened to me right now. And it's funny because I just saw the plane like take a little bit of a bump as it went over my corpus. My corpse. Knocked right overhead. Very cool. Alright, who wants to try multiplayer?
I'm still learning how to land.
I finished basic flight. More do I need?
Altitude. Altitude.
I'm gonna go to multiplayer to see if it works.
Altitude.
Yeah, someone's in there. I'm gonna see if I can join it.
Altitude. Altitude.
You guys hear me talking to someone else? It's good. See if I can get the kind of voice channel. So I want to see if we can get a bunch of us in it at once. Oh yeah, it's got multiple teams. Right now I'm in a game with 8 people.
Altitude.
Stop talking to me about altitude.
Over G.
Whoops.
Is there a way to recenter the view?
Steam.
Up in the vehicle.
Pull up.
Hey again?
Up in the vehicle.
Over G.
You can recenter in the main menu and in the thing before, but not after you are in the jet, I think. Not that I know of.
Alright, crashed. Haven't even left the ground. What now?
Landing gear.
I already have more confidence in this purchase than I did in X-Plane.
Really?
Landing gear.
In which
You
game?
know my X-Plane 11. Do you have that? You know the game?
No.
It's basically poor man's Microsoft Flight Simulator.
What is this called again?
X-Plane 11. It's not
Okay.
it's not cheap, but it was on sale, so it is on sale, so it's pretty cheap right now. But it's reasonably priced right now.
free your left hand to bring your flaps and landing gear down. Then continue to bring your speed down.
Landing gear.
So you let me know when anyone here is ready for multiplayer, and I'll host one.
Okay, I'm actually terrified right now.
Landing gear.
Why do you keep saying landing gear?
Head right now.
Come on, I'm just trying to put you in.
Switch up or down.
Flaps down, gear down. What? Oh man, I'm not.
Altitude.
Altitude.
Landing gear. Landing gear. Landing gear.
Okay.
Landing
Put my gear.
With this game, is it's got to have a way to reset the tutorials.
Gotta start again. Jamie, you freaking landed already?
Yeah, I'm on the weapon thing. I've piloted real plane before, so I've piloted real ones I can land a simulator on.
Oh, okay, nice. Well, I haven't, so I suck.
I was playing Microsoft Flight Simulator back before Steam was Steam, so.
Nice.
I mean, I remember back in like, oh, sorry, he's talking again. I can remember all these buttons.
So you're a pilot?
I've piloted a plane once and a helicopter once. So, do I have a license? Absolutely not. Am I close to having a license? No. Have I done it? Yes. Am I a good landing? Yes. And I'm as good at flying a heli too. So.
Cool.
I've flown a ton of radio-controlled ones, and I've done a ton of flight sims as well. So.
Landing gear.
Why does it say landing gear? Am I supposed to turn my landing gear on?
Your landing gear on the left-hand side should be in the down position when you want to land.
Okay. All right.
If you look at it, it's actually a little picture of a wheel. Like the thing is actually.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of. So down means wheelers are down, which means good to land on the ground. I use the flaps lever next to it to remember, because when you want to land, you want to lower your flaps down to position 2 or something like that. And you want to lower your gear too.
Okay. Now I got my flaps down, and I've got my landing gear down.
Yeah, if you just press the button to go to Steam VR home thing or Steam VR controls, that's the good way to pause the guy talking.
Apparently, also be on the
Actually,
way
now it
to
terminates
exit
the
the game.
Oh no! I died! I died! I plummeted into the ocean.
Don't do that.
I stalled. I wasn't going fast enough, and I stalled.
Yeah, you gotta watch your speed.
I have a real sense of failure right now, like a genuine sense of failure.
Oh, so far you're still doing better than I am. I managed to turn.
Why do you say that?
I managed to turn the plane upside down on the tarmac. I still haven't managed to taxi it anywhere.
We'll skip the startup procedure now and pick up where we left off in the last one. The main flight controls are the joystick and throttle. You can grip them by holding the grip buttons, or toggle lock your hands to them by tapping the grip buttons. Let's start with taxiing. Grab onto the main flight controls now. To steer the front wheel, you will have to twist the joystick on the vertical axis. In order to get moving, we need to tilt the engines to the forward position. Start by holding the throttle trigger to lock the wheel brakes. Then, press and hold up on the throttle thumb control to tilt the engines forward. Now if you release the brakes and slightly lift the throttle lever, you will start to roll. Apply small amounts of throttle or brakes to control your speed. Don't go too fast. Try taxiing over to the marked waypoints. say stop here, throttle down, and hold the throttle brake trigger. Let's prepare for a conventional takeoff. Set the flaps to position. Make sure all flight assists are enabled. They should be already. Double check that the engines are tilted all the way forward. The indicator should read 0. Now grab while holding. Okay, now taxi onto runway 20.
Brake trigger.
Now to take off, raise the throttle to full and steer to keep aligned with the runway. Keep speeding up, straight. Now carefully rotate the joystick back. Great, you're in the air. Now you can raise the landing gear and set flaps to 0. Now gently steer your nose up to about 20 degrees and keep climbing. Let's practice with the basic flight controls. Rotate the joystick left or right to roll towards your target. Rotate the joystick forward or back to pitch your nose towards it. This icon on the heads-up display shows your velocity vector, which is the direction you're actually moving. Fly over to the target waypoint. Try to keep your movement smooth and avoid pulling too hard, as this can cause a stall.
Over T. Over T.
Alright, I'm using my weapons cameras, and I can see the engines on my fighter jet as I tilt them forward and backwards.
Great. Fly over to the next waypoint.
Over T. Over T. Over T.
Then I started blacking out there for a second. Too many G's. No.
Great flying. Now let's try landing at the airbase. Start your landing at the next waypoint. Bring your speed down as you approach it. This will be a conventional landing on the runway.
Something tells me a real fighter jet's heads-up display is not this big.
Well, you're not a real pilot, so you don't really know.
I don't know. I've never been in a fighter jet. But I've watched Top Gun like 6 times.
Over T.
I actually do have a radio-controlled jet in my basement that I built. Never flew.
A jet?
I crash it. It's an F-15 fighter jet. You know that jet?
Probably.
You remember Top Gun? With
Yeah.
The plane. It looks like that, but the wings are always in like a sweep diamond formation, basically, and it has the engines between the tail instead of under the tails. It looks very much like that jet. But the one I have is actually not jet powered. It's uses a propeller, but the propeller is mounted between the tails and the back of it, so you don't even see it. Almost.
Line up with the runway and continue to bring your speed down. You can use the trigger on the throttle to control the air brakes.
Oh wow! If you look behind you, you can see your gun is like behind you.
What is the deal, dude? I cannot slow down enough.
You lower your throttle, holding your stick all the way down.
Yeah. I'm just going for my own landing. I'm probably gonna kill myself again.
Are you holding the lift trigger? Why air brakes?
Yeah,
And what is your speed on the left-hand side of your HUD?
it's 230 something. Dang it, check
30
gear.
is okay. You're supposed to be like 180.
Freaking A. I can't.
Probably
I gotta. This is ridiculous. They tell you to start to line up. That it's way too close. I'm going way too
low.
fast.
Yes, exactly. Yes, exactly. I had the same problem. That's why I went around a second time, went further away.
Definitely makes you feel like you're flying though, without actually flying, as much as that would be a possibility.
You should record these tutorials as you're doing them.
I'm actually recording this right now.
All right, cool. That way everyone can hear us mocking you.
Yeah. You can see my glorious failure. I'm going out past this other island. This is actually quite fun. Actually, I'm really liking this, even though I'm sucking at it.
Yeah, I am too.
So you like this better than X-Plane?
You know what it comes down to? It comes down to what is your objective, right? If your objective is realistic flight mechanics, X-Plane's got the speed. But if your objective is just to get in there and have fun, this is a good balance in my opinion between, like, it's probably in the, more towards a simulation in terms of all the buttons you got to interact with, whatever. But yeah, I just like this. It's just make it easy and fun.
I can't wait to see you and Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Yeah, I think I'd love it. I mean, that's where I grew up playing that game. So.
Do you want me to land?
Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. I just came within like 10 feet of crashing.
This is as good as a mile.
You hit it, you don't. Difference to make me on that.
Well, now I know what that noise is when I'm landing on a regular airplane. It's the air brakes.
Nice. I'm loving this. Shooting in this is just really good. Targets me having to do this. Yeah, once you start getting used to the VTOL controls, it's really cool how you can kind of like switch mentally between helicopter and airplane in sort of a sense.
Do they have a helicopter in this?
No, but when you're using VTOL controls, you kind of like flip it vertical. Uh-oh. What do you do when you run out of ammo? And I'm probably kind of cheating. I'm like flying around in VTOL mode because of my helicopter taking up this.
Landing gear. Landing gear.
Yeah, my landing gear are down. Why is she telling me landing gear, landing gear? They're down. Shut up.
That was mine, actually.
Yep.
Oh, maybe she
Free your left hand to bring your flaps and landing gear down.
Oh, now it's telling me
Bring
to
your speed down.
bring my flap 156. Okay, fine.
I mean, this game's not winning any awards for graphics, but
The experience is great.
awards. Yeah, exactly. And I think that's,
Maintain your speed and glide slope.
right?
Keep your vector on the target.
Nice, and the graphics is nice, but these graphics look decent enough. That's one thing I didn't like about X-Plane. X-Plane was clearly designed for a flat screen. So
Getting close. Prepare to flare your nose up for a nice smooth landing.
As a result, it's a little too intense for.
X-Plane 11 would be great if I could run it on.
What?
X-Plane 11 would be great if they could run it on more than one processor.
Touchdown. Gently bring your nose down now.
Oh, well, I
Congratulations.
landed upside down.
Flight tutorial. Next time, we'll make use of the tilting engines and
You like
practice
video? I wanna
vertical
see that.
takeoffs and landings.
APU failure.
Said some-
Engine failure.
Some kind of engine failure, whatever,
Failure.
whatever.
APU failure. Right engine failure.
Saying all kinds of engine failure, but my mission didn't give me any failure messages, so that's good.
Yeah, you don't
Yeah,
have to do it again.
your mission was not to survive, right? It was, it was to do something else, I'm guessing.
So, okay, let's see.
The survival is
landed.
kind of optional.
Yeah, it was better than crashing into the ocean. I'll take it. Break clock. Okay.
Welcome to the basic weapons tutorial. Today we will be covering weapon configuration, target acquisition, and firing weapons.
All right.
Let's start by setting the MFDs to the pages we will use.
The game is very good. Simply put. But I've got some confusion on some things here that I want to...
The equip page shows what you have on each of the vehicle's equipment mounts.
I was in a lobby.
It displays information on each item and allows you to arm, disarm, configure, or mark them for jettison. We'll go over each feature in more
Someone
detail
else here
later.
say they're ready to play, and then was up in the...
The TGP, or targeting pod, is what you will use to acquire ground targets. To use it, first you must supply power to the sensor mounted underneath the nose of the vehicle. The TGP will be in forward mode by default, which just looks straight forward. To be able to control it, you must designate the TGP as the sensor of interest, or SOI. Now, you can sleeve the targeting pod around using the thumb control on your joystick.
Oh, that's cool.
When you move the sensor, it'll automatically switch to target mode, which locks its focus point onto the ground while you're flying. The yellow arrow on the screen shows the relative bearing to the target point. The target point also shows up on the nav map as a yellow cross.
Totally brings you back to...
Now let's find some targets. Take off and fly to the objective waypoint. We'll pick it up when we get there.
That one I used to love. Just a good balance between realistic-ish simulation mechanics and physics and whatnot, and just making it fun.
What am I supposed to do? Alright, I kind of did a vertical takeoff.
Landing gear.
Alright.
Landing gear.
Yeah, I wish I could shut up the landing gear thing. Like, I'm flying around real low right now. It just keeps telling me about my landing gear.
Right. Wow. I'm gonna go take stuff out of that city. Go down, innocent civilians.
Oh, I figured out how to turn off the landing gear notification.
You did?
Yeah. Next time she's doing it, right at the top of your, right below your HUD on your top of your dashboard is a little master caution. Just click that. Good rock.
Look at those little civilians run.
Are there really little people running?
No, I'm just pretending that there are.
Run on your glasses.
Altitude.
Stop telling me about altitude. Shut up. So it's like, hey, you're supposed to find some targets. Ooh, am I supposed to be looking at my targeting computer? I guess that's probably it. I was just going to use the force, but I guess not.
Landing gear. Landing.
Stop talking to me about landing gear.
Landing gear.
Huh. Oh, I can see my minigun right underneath me to my right.
Behind you? Oh yeah, in front of you. Yeah, you're right. By your foot.
Yeah, that's
Look
cool.
Behind you, you can see like the ammo in there.
Now that we're in the area of operations, you can enable the master arm switch.
I am so.
With the weapon system armed, you'll see some new icons in the heads-up display. At the center, you have the weapon targeting reticle, or pipper. Up here, you have weapon type, name, and shots remaining. You can cycle through all the armed weapons by pressing the button on the joystick. These unguided weapons can be fired simply by pulling the trigger on the joystick. You have limited stores, so save your rounds for the targets. Let's try deploying the GAU-8 on some ground targets. In a moment, you'll receive a mission objective. You can auto-seal your TGP to the objective waypoint by pressing the waypoint button in the TGP screen. Go ahead and destroy the tanks at the objective waypoint.
New objective, destroy tanks. Where are the tanks? I don't know. I'm supposed to press a button. Oh, I think this is it. Over G? Shut up.
There's one target and did not hit it. It's like, how do you know how many G's I can take?
That's right.
You don't know me.
I've got the compression pants on. I'm fine. Oh, here we go.
I'm out of ammo, so my choices are land or just kamikaze. One target left, so I'm going kamikaze. Ah, I missed. I guess I could have, like, ejected while I was doing that. Would have been a smarter play. I didn't think of that after the fact that no one suggested it, so. I'm gonna go try multiplayer and we'll come with.
I'm still trying to figure out how to play the game. I'm not already a pilot like you.
I have no idea what the hell I'm doing. There's my gun looking at my tire.
This is cool though. Like I wouldn't mind spending hours in this learning it. I mean, it's so immersive. Like I wouldn't mind it at all.
Yeah, you're right. You have to. You're right. That they've done a great job at that. It's the interactive tutorial that makes it work. When I was at X-Plane is even like the coolness of just controlling all the controls inside the cockpit. You get that in X-Plane really, really well. But the tutorial to walk you through it is just not as. Maybe it's just because the voice isn't as. Hey, are you real people? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Altitude.
I'm a real person, Jamie.
Altitude. Landing gear.
You sure?
Hey, can you guys in game hear me? Can you hear me? Oh, cool. Alright, first time doing multiplayer. What do I do? My first time doing it, so tell me. Let's say I know the game. Let's say I know how to make the game work. I know. I've got at least 20 minutes into it, so I'm good enough. Let's fly.
Altitude. Altitude.
All right.
Okay, Fish, I'm coming. If you want to.
Gotcha. More or less.
Which stuff are you?
Hold on a second, Tobias. Hold on a second, Tobias. I got someone else in the voice chat.
Altitude.
Isn't there only one server going?
Is it Combat Action by Tobias?
Yeah, I'm on Tobias' server. Jump in. Go on Tobias' team. There's a seat between us that's still open.
Nice.
That could be you.
I can't.
I got a couple friends in voice chat that are gonna join it.
I can't join you. I'm still just a baby. Still trying to just destroy tanks.
Not even that far. I'm sure what the hell I'm supposed to be doing there.
I did the tutorial. Not all of it, but enough of it to fly and to shoot and to blow up some tanks. Probably not. Oh, there we are. There's Shadow.
Oh, I see. ASL stands for above sea level.
Yes, you didn't realize it. Well, this is a different jet than when I was practicing. I'm already in trouble. Hey, there you are, Fabi.
Hello.
The guy I was talking to, I just decided to jump with the plane.
Man, there's gonna be one long video.
Can you hear me again?
If he crashes,
Yeah, we hear you.
What do you got for equipment?
What do you mean? Oh.
Got any equipment going on? Did you do anything special or something?
No, I just did the planes. I don't remember how to.
Well, I destroyed one tank.
Altitude.
Alright, smote those tanks. Now what? Oh, I've got... Oh wait, I still have another target? This is really amazing. I'm shocked at how... I usually don't like to stay very long in VR, and I'm shocked at how much I like this. I did not anticipate this.
Alright. Someone shot me, lost both engines, but successfully landed. Dead stick. Oh, that plane's on fire behind me.
So that's cool. You didn't have this game a few minutes ago. Look at you. Now you're multiplayering it. While I'm still doing the tutorial and I've had the game for like a year.
This is the difference between perfection and I guess I don't know, impatience. I mean, I'm not even bothering with the runway at this point. I'm just flooring it and taking off. You guys are loving my takeoff. I didn't bother with the runway.
I know, I just took like a vertical takeoff on my beginning of this weapons tutorial.
I'm in a plane that doesn't have vertical takeoff, and it just kind of cut laterally across the runway and
Oh, I see.
through the taxiways and managed to. Right now I'm flying in the middle of a city between buildings.
Okay, so what do we do?
Feels like I'm in Star Wars, like flying down the.
So you can hear me now?
No, I can't hear
I hear
you.
you in game. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm really liking the flying. I just went flying between a bunch of buildings. I swear, I felt like I was flying down the Death Star.
Nice.
Down that little alleyway.
Did you switch off your targeting computer and use the force?
It's funny. It's funny how you act as if I know how to switch on a targeting computer.
Didn't we just turn it off?
Really
These
my
switches.
problem.
It's these switches down below. Oh, maybe you're on a different plane.
I am on a different plane. I thought I could figure it out. It's like, I remember enough.
Great job. Now let's work with rockets.
I've been.
Hydra 70s are small, unguided rockets. By default, each pull of the trigger will fire one rocket. However, they can be configured to launch rapidly. This is called ripple firing. To access the weapon's config menu, set the equipment MFD page to config mode. Then select the weapon you want to configure. If you have multiple of the same weapon type mounted in different locations, your settings will be copied over to all of them. Try setting the rockets to different ripple intervals and destroy the next set of targets.
The next set of targets. So I wasn't supposed to be using my rockets, and I just used all my rockets, or most of them.
I have to start over.
You can see one on the radar friendly. I think I'm just gonna follow you.
Over T.
This is really incredible. I really like this. I think this is going to be the gateway drug into other flight simulators for me.
Oh crap!
I'm just liking flying low to the ground. In mountains and
Helicopter.
Well done. You've destroyed all of the targets. This concludes the basic weapons tutorial.
Alright. I'm done with the weapons tutorial. So now what, can I just eject?